Hello and welcome to the channel. It's me, Chris Brooks. I trust you're all well with lots to do this Christmas Eve. I found this short article online regarding the infamous Bovaer additive and thought it may interest you good folk of the LSB family. This post comes from Norway, written back in August of this year. Let's take a look. Milk from cows that burp less methane was not a success in the market for Tyne dairies. To reduce methane emissions from burping cows, one of the solutions has been to add so-called methane inhibitors to the feed, writes The Nation. When the cows receive this additive in their feed, greenhouse gas emissions are reduced by 20 to 30%, according to studies Tyne has conducted under Norwegian conditions. The fact that it is possible to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by giving cows an additive in their feed is a sunshine story, Tyne thought. In commercials for Future Milk, they explained that cows that have been given methane inhibitors in their feed produce more climate-friendly milk. But the reception did not go as planned. CEO Anne Beth Freuchen explained during a seminar at Arendalsuka on Wednesday afternoon. She thinks the word methane inhibitors became too difficult to understand for many. Tyne has therefore stopped selling milk from the farms that give the cows methane inhibitors as milk of the future. The milk from the farms that give the cows methane inhibitors is no longer collected in separate tanks, but sold as regular milk. By 2027, all Norwegian cows will receive methane inhibitors in their feed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from milk and meat production. So here's my thought as an unintelligent YouTuber. 3. Nitrohydroxypropanol, 3-nope, is the methane inhibitor used. It would have been interesting to know how much environmental impact and how high the CO2 emissions of the production and transport of this substance have. 3-nop is formed when one mixes nitrate, nitric acid, and an alcohol, 1,3-propanediol, under high temperature. 3-nop is diluted in propylene glycol and adsorbed on silicic acid. The ratio of the different substances is typically 10.5% 3-nop, 35.2% propylene glycol, and 54.3% silicic acid. Source: the Small Farmers Association. We can perhaps imagine that the production of nitric acid, alcohol, propylene glycol, silicic acid, and the heating of this in production, as well as packaging in plastic packaging, and transport to Norway and out to the farmers, gives a rather larger environmental footprint than the burping the finished substance is able to prevent. Any chemists who can do the maths? Has anything been said about how this affects the microbe production that takes place after the cellulose is broken down into the sugars? Is it the case that the microbe production is different, or that it is the free food tap that is formed in the rumen that is affected, or something in between? Is probably the latter, that the methane gas is blinded in a way. The whole point with the entire environmental footprint, PSI, in the value chain, from production to use and event considerations to be taken with regard to the waste products, is highly relevant and should be required for the assessment of overall benefit. What I have a big problem with here is how such manipulated milk can legally be mixed with ordinary milk. This means that the obligation to label content has in practice been abolished. If I drink milk, I will know that it is milk and not a lot of other chemicals. I will not go into Bovaer here. That opportunity is now gone. Then I have one choice, and I take it now. I and my family stop drinking Tyne milk, and I tell everyone else why, and ask them to do the same. In addition, I will opt out of all other Tyne products because of the great betrayal. This is an overly lenient way of processing human food. Tyne should therefore not be allowed to produce food. Go woke, go broke.